What's up, y'all? KayFabeyBaby back in the building. NRW Nerds Rule the World. I am Kuya P, and of course, I got my man Webster Style. It looks like we're now a bona fide duo tag team. The trios belt we must have lost it because our man Sean got Cargilled out of here. So
right.
whenever that brother shows, he's welcome. But you got the man, I'm trying to think of some wrestling nicknames from the past. You got the Legion of Doom, you got the LOD, you got the Road Warriors,
Killer Bees,
the Killer Bees in the building, the Heart Foundation with Webster Style and Kuya P, man. Webster Style, I know life is good with you right now.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't record last week because you had a nice little event happening with yourself that you sorely needed, and I wanted it for you. But we're back here. The aftermath of SummerSlam, because we would have gave our picks, I'm sure, last week, but we're here in the aftermath. And for me, I haven't even seen it. I told the website side before we got going, I have my family in town. My mom is in town. So I've been busy, taking care of moms. So I don't know what's going on. I caught a couple things online, but for the most part, I don't know what happened. And at some point, once I guess my mom leaves, I will tune into our first ever 2-night SummerSlam. So I have 2 nights of wrestling to catch up with. So I'm gonna throw it over to my man Webster Style. He's gonna let me know what I missed.
Yeah, I was unfortunately I was out
down.
of town too with family, so I didn't catch all of it. I forget. Oh, I did. I guess for me, the match I did end up watching, and the whole thing was the CM Punk Gunther match, which I enjoyed, and then the whole cash in with Seth Rollins. Like, I didn't see that coming. And also, I think it's good because I hadn't really been on the internet watching wrestling stuff over the past week or so. I didn't see any of those, prediction videos or when I saw nothing. So I went in totally blind as far as that's concerned. So that was pretty cool. Because I think some people had predicted Seth might cash in, everything was a work. And shout out to Seth Rollins for keeping kayfabe alive. He was on a Rich Eisen show and he was playing up the injury and stuff like not too long ago. And then for it to be a work, I'm like, bravo. And again, they still find a way to advance that feud with Punk and Seth Rollins. So I appreciate that. Naomi won. I saw her interest with her dad playing her in. That was a good match.
Well, hold on, before we fast forward, let's jump in there piece by piece real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't catch any of that, but I did see that there was a cash in and it was work. But just the sadness, everybody was saying Punk beat Gunther, but then apparently Rollins came out, cashed in, and it was all a work. But then all of a sudden Lesnar came out. Or no, is that something else? I'm confused.
No, that's Lesnar came out after Cody and Cena's match.
So I just was aware of Punk winning, but then Rollins cashing in. What are the vibes on that? So the prediction
I was shocked.
Thought that was going to happen, and it happened.
I don't know if everybody thought it was going to happen. Like I said, I wasn't plugged in, but I was shocked. I was disappointed for Punk because I thought it was a really good match and really good testament for him to win. But again, Seth Rollins is that history. So I'm not disappointed, but I'm not upset because it makes sense, but I am disappointed to a degree that we won't see a Punk reign with the title.
Yeah, well, I think we'll probably eventually see a Punk reign at some point.
Yeah.
Right. They got to give him another opportunity.
You would think so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what went down there and how good, because that's 2 good grapplers, and then obviously, Rollins catching in that those are like, man, those are those quick things to just make you, what happened with the title? There's not much of a match there, but okay, boom. All right. You were talking Naomi still retained.
Yeah, Naomi still retains. That was a pretty good match.
Who did she go against?
Io Sky and Rhea.
Oh, okay. And I like my women's wrestling. So
yes.
Did you catch that or just parts of that, or how was that?
I caught parts of that. Like I said, the only match I really ended up watching at all was that Gunther CM Punk match.
Okay.
And then I would ended up traveling on Sunday, so By the time we got back, last thing we were doing again, as much as we love it, was watching wrestling. But I did see the end of the Cody Cena match, and then the return of Brock Lesnar, which nobody had on their bingo card.
Yeah. Fuck that. Okay. So Naomi won, retained. We feel good about that. I'm happy about that. I'm curious what we're gonna do with Rhea and Io, obviously,
Right.
but happy to see that they're letting Naomi stay with the title. And I like this version of
Oh
Naomi.
yeah, this is
This
literally
heel
the
Naomi's great.
yes. Love it. Love it, love
Proceed
it, love
with
it.
caution. Um. I guess then go real quickly with what you do know that won, and maybe we can
I
comment on that.
know what. All right. Oh, excuse me. No, I did see a Logan Paul, Randy Drew Jelly Roll match. I did watch that as well. That was entertaining. Let me tell you who really like had a hoot watching my mother-in-law. She's like, "Is that Jelly Roll?" Like, oh my, look at him. She was, Southern black woman. So that was exciting watching that with her. And like it was an entertaining match. I can't say from what I saw that it wasn't entertaining. But what Dominic won, he retained. Um, yeah, that's all I really. I swear it's like it's Thursday at the time we're recording. SummerSlam is like a blur because my mind is dominated by the other news that happened with WWE this week in many respects, and I was like, okay, it's the E is definitely changing, and I don't know if it's changing for the better, but I have mixed feelings about it though.
All right, so we'll get right to it. But I just want to quickly say about the Lesnar news. I
Hmm.
could give an F. Why? It's ridiculous. He should just go away. Just go away. But okay, I guess they're doing it. And with what we're gonna talk about, I don't think a lot of us are gonna be watching anymore. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking. So
yeah.
uh, talk about ESPN,
All
the
right.
deal with WWE.
So this is the thing I have to do more research on because I've seen when I first saw the news reports, it stated that the deal was for their five big PLEs, pay-per-views, right? And then afterwards, everybody's reporting that it's for all of the pay-per-views. So with the money they're giving, I'm assuming it's all because it's over. It's like $1.4 billion over 5 years, which is a little bit more than what Peacock was giving them. I think it was like 900 some odd million Peacock was giving on ESPN's direct consumer service, which is $30 a month. 30, and then they're also going to simulcast some of the PLEs on linear ESPN. So if you have cable, you get that. But if you have cable, which most of us don't anymore, you do get access to that over the air direct to consumer ESPN um, channel. But this is my take on it. One, again, every business trying to make money. I don't look. I don't fault them on that. I honestly think this is going to hurt WWE's viewership because we have, and this is, you're training consumers. So we have gotten into the mode of now you moved away from buy pay-per-views, right? To a monthly service where we pay the subscription fee and we get everything. Cool. Then you're like, okay, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to take money from somebody else. And it's still that same thing where you get the monthly access for a minimum price. Okay. Um, every month. Cool. Now you're not even bifurcating your what you're offering. Because yeah, you did that when they moved Raw to Smack, I'm assuming Raw to Netflix, and then their product was really. I don't include NXT in that because first of all, NXT is available free on CW app, so you don't pay for that. But they bifurcated where their main uh, programming was. So now, if you want to be a fan, you were paying $7.99 for Peacock, which is going up to $10.99. Which since this is leaving, definitely might get canceled. And then at least what $7.99 or I think it's like $9.99 for the base Netflix. Okay, cool. it's a 50% price increase, but still, it's like you're taking yourself. It's like a fast food meal for two. Okay, especially if you're going cheap end. All right, cool. But now you're asking us not only to pay for Peacock, which has SmackDown and whatever else, Netflix, but now you're asking to pay $30 on top of that for the PLEs. But let me play devil advocate for a minute. I would not pay $30 a month for ES. First of all, I changed my Disney Plus package to go with HBO Max instead of ESPN Plus because I never watched ESPN Plus. There was no need for me to have ESPN. WWE is not a reason for me to buy ESPN at $30 a month. However, April, they probably will be getting my money just for the month because it's still a cheaper option just to get it for a month and watch WrestleMania compared to the old pay-per-view model. So in that aspect, it's still cheaper, but what we've been trained as consumers to expect now is so much more astronomically higher. And they are going to have a diminished audience because of it. And that's guaranteed. You have a higher price point. And again, not everybody loves live sports like that to kick out $30 for ESPN. I think most was very comfortable shelling out $7.99, $9.99 for Peacock. We get WWE and we get movies. And especially with Universal, they're putting that stuff right on there. You can find some good stuff on there. Now, I don't care about ESPN like that. I'm not a football fan in a matter way of I'm going to be watching football all the time. Or I love baseball, but if it's the Orioles, I don't care. I think they got the money, but I seriously think their audience is going to be diminished to a degree because of this move.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I now need to dig in a little bit more. I'm not a big ESPN, I don't need that big package, but I thought that was like with NFL Ticket or whatever. That's what ESPN Plus was, or is this regular ESPN or something? Because I still have cable, and I still
ESPN,
pay for cable, and I have ESPN. So you have me not thinking, oh, so because I have cable and ESPN, I'll get my PLE still because they will be. You were saying that there's
yes.
still
If you have
a
cable and
cast.
ESPN, you get access to ESPN app because it's essentially they are decoupling. If you don't have cable, you can buy full ESPN for $30 a month. That's basically what it is. It's not ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus was something extra, was like an additional ESPN service. But what they're doing here is ESPN in total. You don't need cable. You get full ESPN for $30 a month.
So if I have cable, I'm gonna get the PLEs.
Yes.
So I'm all right.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
all
thinking,
right.
interesting. It's the people that don't have those kind of
Right.
packages and everything like that. Okay. Oh, this kind of changes things for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I'm at. It's
We'll
for
just come
people
over your
that
house.
don't all have all of that.
Right. Yeah,
Because
we'll
I was
just
like,
drop down
I
there
guess
with
I'm
my
coming to
hand.
Eldon's house now, or I'm hitting up a bar. Like
Right.
I was like when this news came out, I'm like, I guess I'm not paying for that stuff because why? I don't need to.
Right.
Or I don't want to. You know, I get a lot of streaming stuff also because of the press. For NRW.
Right.
So like my HBO Max is paid for by them, Prime Video is paid for by them, uh,
Lucky.
Paramount Plus, all of that. So I'm squared away. And then even so, the only thing I really pay for is Netflix and Prime because I use Prime a lot.
Right.
Yeah, but
But yeah, it won't affect you. But
okay,
for those
but
of us,
almost everybody.
right. Yeah, almost because a lot of people don't have cable anymore.
Yeah,
Go straight up.
gosh,
And so I think it will limit the reach, at least for PLEs.
yeah,
But it does kind of move it back into that, like say, like back in the day, going to bars to watch it, because they
yeah,
get so it does kind of take us back to a degree
yeah.
because of the high costs. That's 300 and what $60 a year for I forgot that for ESPN. And again, if you're not a live sports fan like that,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. I think in many respects, look, any streaming service that's $30 a month is not really worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you end up not, and look, unless you're a fanatic, and again, some people it's going to be worth it. For most regular people, it's now hell. I'm looking at what I'm buying, what I pay for now, and since
Yeah.
we have the changes in our household of what people watch, and some people aren't here to watch those things anymore. It's like, oh, I don't need this. I don't watch this.
Yeah.
You don't watch this.
Exactly.
Like I literally kept things because certain people watch stuff. So I
Yeah.
pumped up that $10 a month, and then it's like, oh, you want to change to 20 because our discount's gone. Up, you getting canceled, and you getting canceled, and you getting canceled. And we ain't talking about $30 a month. We talking about it went from 10 to 20, which is 24 service I don't really use. You going. But
Yeah.
even like Peacock is raising $3. It's like that's a monthly, that's a daily coffee, but still,
Yeah.
do I feel like I'm getting it's worth $3 more to me every month?
Yeah.
No. And a lot of people, and they say this all the time, that churn. People cancel streaming networks all the time. You get on for some big event, you binge it, you cancel. You get on for some big event, you binge it, cancel. The same thing's going to happen with this.
Yeah. Interesting. So this is just the PLEs heading over to ESPN.
Yes.
Peacock is still going to have all the other
SmackDown.
WWE programming.
I don't know. The
Yeah.
only thing we know for sure is they're going to have SmackDown still
Interesting.
because it's on Universal Network in USA.
I'm
Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of I miss the old Just WWE app. It
Me
was a lot
too.
more user friendly to find all the old programming and everything like that because that was cool. You could have every other former pay-per-view, all the former, events and
Yep.
specials. Then Peacock started doing it. It has some of that content, but I
Right.
don't think they still have the full library,
No, they don't. They
you know?
fade some of that stuff out. A
So,
lot of that stuff, a lot of the quirky stuff is not
yeah.
on the Peacock app.
And that's sad. So it's going to be interesting how we're going to go moving forward.
Yeah.
Before we close out, because that was like the biggest news I know we want to talk about, and we still, you and I only caught a little bit. Well, I didn't catch any of SummerSlam, but one of the things I wanted to ask you about that probably was the biggest thing that upset me, or just I'm a little sad about because I'm a women's wrestling fan. The one match that affected me was our girl Jade Cargill losing to Tiffy. Tiffy time.
I wasn't upset about that though. Did I see that match? I feel like I did see, look, everything's a blur
But a
right now.
straight loss, no shenanigans. Like,
I wasn't
come on,
upset about that because I
did we not
feel like
just depower her, bro?
no, she out wrestled her. I
Really?
don't think it was out overpower her. I think she got out wrestled. I think because I have no doubt
Do you think it's
that
bad for the build for Jade?
no, no, it makes it she's gonna come back even more fierce. And that's the thing. I didn't think Jay was winning it her first time. I didn't think so at all. Like I wanted her to, but I don't think so. I think that, you know, regardless of the optics of Tiffany, they have done good in booking her, especially when they moved her away from Nia Jax. I mean, hell, they had Tiffy go over Charlotte. Okay. Like they clearly see her as the next big thing or the big thing now. I can't blame them per se. She's good in the ring. She's entertaining. She's everything they want. I don't think Jade loses anything by losing to Tiffany because Tiffany's established and Jade is still proving herself. And this is like the first real run she's had being separated from Naomi and what's her name? Bianca. So I'm not upset with this. She needs to be established more on her own as a solo act. And this is the first time she really did it, and that was because of Queen in the Ring. Now get her in other storylines that don't include Bianca and Naomi. Have her feud with other people. Really test her and grow her in that character, which is what I think to some degree they haven't done because she's had such, not saying overpowering, but Bianca and Naomi are loved. And while she's dominant, she still was the third wheel in that three-wheel act. Now she's been on her own, build her character and build some character with that loss, and then see what happens after that. It won't be
Okay.
her last championship opportunity, that's for sure.
Oh, of course not. But it's just like I don't know, because you know we all know how they kind of blast people off. But now that you got me thinking, we know and we recognize when they're trying to blast people off, and then that
Yeah,
all turns us off. That was the
yeah,
Roman Reigns
exactly.
effect before he became the tribal chief, and now we all love the tribal chief, or used to. I'm still
Right.
disappointed in him.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 true.
yeah. All right, man. Any final words on anything wrestling related before we get up out of here, man?
Nah, man, nah.
All right, what you got going? What do you got going on over at Sartorial and Geek?
Uh, just dropped the interview this past Monday with my man Conor McCurry talking about his book, um, The Last Witch. This volume 2 is out now, so check that out. YouTube and all podcast platforms. Dropped my interview with Jamie from Mercury Entertainment, Mercury Interactive, with from PAX East, talking about their game A Good Night's Sleep, and look forward to actual gameplay of that coming next week. Also, dropped to going to drop tomorrow a new episode of Ren's Playtime Corner, where Ren and I talk about the whole Shannon Sharp thing. We drop a little bit into Diddy, and we talk about uh, uh, my experiences and perceptions of these dating apps, since it's a whole new world to me. And then next week, I'm dropping my interview with the lovely Charisma DeLuca. So that'll be dropping there as well. So yeah, that's what's going on in Web Style and Sotoya and Geek.
There you go. Show love to my brother Webster Style. Check out Sartorial and Geek. All of those amazing interviews. He's stacking them up. Me and Erica, our mutual pal, Erica Icon, we're talking about our boy over there, Webster Style, and he's already got things in the works because she told me that she's setting some stuff up with you, man. So my man
All
has
right.
a lot of things coming on the pipeline. Go check him out. Support him. And speaking of Erica, if y'all know, I've covered adult content before on NRW, but over the past year and a half, we slowed it down a little bit because we've recently relaunched. Well, we kind of small lift off last year, and
Right.
Webstyle was there with me when we covered New Jersey and I think the ending of Exotica DC. But we
Mm-hmm.
started off that After Dark Nerds. So head over to youtube.com/After Dark Nerds for some of that web stuff with Webstyle and myself. But as of this recording, I kicked off the first podcast series on After Dark Nerds called The Nerds After Dark Show, with episode 1 with
Melody
Melanie
Melon.
Melons. Melanie Melons. It's Milfy Melanie Melons is her IG. Episode 2 is with Raven Grimm. Episode 3 just launched this past week with Errol Demure,
Right.
and as
Yeah.
of this recording, I'll have episode 4 with Peter King dropping, and next week is Magnum and Taylor Vixen. We have 2 episodes every week dropping on After Dark Nerds that I've recorded, and more that I've worked with Erica, and I know he's gonna be working. She's gonna be working with my pal Webster Style for
Yeah.
more content, but 2 nerdy episodes of After Dark Nerds every week on After Dark Nerds. Go show love. Please follow, subscribe that channel as well. That's for all that adult content that I'm not doing on NRW anymore. But we're still adults up in here.
It's safe for work. It's
It's
adult
just safe for work,
entertainment.
and it's safe for work, and but
Yes.
it's for the grown and sexy.
Yes. Grown and sexy.
For the
Yes.
grown and sexy, check it out. And thank you, Webstyle, for checking out. I saw your comment on
Oh yeah.
there. A lot of great
Full
interviews.
support.
And as Webster Style and I do, we ain't like these other people that have these adult conversations. We are real adults. We want to have a different kind of conversation than some of these other people that are out there. We're gonna have true adult conversations that just happen to be adult stars, alt stars, models, and that line of work, to just have those type of conversations. So please check that out. And of course, over on NRW, we're talking to the people behind the new Iron Man and his awesome friends, Witchboard. Man, I have so much thing I'm piling up. Oh, the other day I talked to Michael Jai White for Hostile Takeover.
Nice.
That my man Webster Style and Brian Saff reacted to. We have that react, but yeah, had a nice long conversation with Michael. Such a great guy. That was like a bucket a bucket item ticked off
Yeah, I
right
can't
there.
wait
I've
to see
always been a
that.
fan. And I gotta thank you, Webster Style and Brian, for helping facilitate that because of the react. They like that coverage, and they're like,
Oh,
"Hey, we're
nice,
gonna look it
nice.
up." And that was cool. So a lot of content coming your way. Please show love to here at NRW and After Dark Nords, and of course, start trolling geek with my man Webster Style.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's it. We're out of here. So let's get pinned to the mat. Until next time, that's my brother Web Style. I'm Creepy. Nerds rule the world in a 1, 2, 3.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, no, that's interesting.